Davinia Kutayar, and I'm one of the partners at WH Partners. Today, let's talk about some of the issues posed by biometric facial recognition in the payments industry. So many of us are already using contactless payments, just tapping our cards over a processor or holding our phones close enough to one to pay for our purchases. Now imagine a world where your face, which would be pre-scanned to a system, was all you needed to show to make a purchase. Wouldn't that be convenient when you're jogging or on the beach, so you don't have to carry anything valuable with you and still be able to buy yourself a drink? This will only be possible once biometric facial recognition becomes mainstream. Facial recognition technology is not considered intrusive, unlike the use of fingerprints, for instance, and of course, it is more hygienic. So it is no wonder that China has already embraced this technology, with millions of people are already using the facial recognition payment system set up by a convenience store there. South Korea is testing the technology on access gates at some train stations, allowing passengers to pay for their train ticket using their face without having to take off their face mask. And Europe and the US are not immune to the allure of this new technology, which is being embraced and tested by banks and restaurants. So, does facial recognition technology pose privacy problems or security issues? While personally I am enthusiastic about this development in the payments industry, it is easy to see how this technology could pose privacy or security issues. It also causes issues with anti-money laundering laws because selfies are not considered sufficient proof of identity, and these technologies often depend on you scanning your face to a system by basically taking a selfie without the need of video identification to set up your account. At the same time, many feel that using your face to pay for purchases is no different to paying with your phone or contactless cards, since ultimately you are still using a wallet to make the magic happen behind the scenes. So, what did you think about facial recognition technology? Let us know in the comment section.
Traditionally, a person might enter a password or pull out a driver's license or passport as proof of identity. But increasingly, identification and authentication can also require an eye scan or a well-placed hand. It's a science known as biometrics, recognizing individuals based on their physical or behavioral characteristics. The structure of the face, the geometrics of the hand, the ridges of a fingerprint, the patterns in an iris. Every person carries multiple human traits that are a unique form of personal identification.
The primary advantage of a biometric trait is that it belongs to that individual. You're implicitly connected to it. Unlike passwords or tokens or passports, which are external to an individual.
Arun Ross is a computer science and electrical.
I want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadesh, the honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, that taught me it's true. Alright, just wanted to go into the subject of why the chip. Alright, because now it's been shown and proven that they can completely identify you for buying and selling through biometrics. They got machines now that can read the white of your eyes. So people are wondering still, like, well, if they can do all this with biometrics, why do we need the chip? The chip is still coming. Alright, this is Jeremiah 31, and I'm going to start at verse 35. Thus said the Lord, who gives the sun for light by day, and fix the order of the moon and the stars for light by night, who stirs up the sea so that its waves roars. The Lord of hosts is his name. And if this fixed orders were to ever cease from my presence, said the Lord, then also the offspring of Israel will cease to be a nation before me. So that is what this chip is about. Trying to find ways to number the seed of Israel. Right? To try to figure out who every Israelite is and to enslave them. Right? That is why they want to put the whole world into a chip. Right? Now, we can go over to Genesis, and I'm reading out the NRSTV, New Revised Standard Version of the Bible today. But go over to Genesis, the 27th chapter. All right, and verse 41. See, okay, that's what I want. All right. Now Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing which his father had blessed him. And Esau said to himself, when the days of mourning for my father are approaching, then I will kill my brother Jacob. But the words of her elder son Esau were told to Rebekah. All right, so this is what I'm saying, that Esau said he is going to kill his brother Jacob. And it's all about the blessing, all right? And if we go up a little further, we can remember that the blessing was, uh, and the blessing was, all right, this is the blessing that the Lord gave Jacob, all right? So he called, he knew it and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his garments and blessed him and said, the smell of my son is like the smell of the field that the Lord hath blessed. May God give you of the dew of heaven and of the fatness of the earth and plenty of grain and wine. Let people serve you and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brethren, and may your mothers and sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be everyone who bless you. And this is the blessings that the Edomites are trying to get back. This is the blessing Jacob got, right? Because we know that Esau blessing one is good, all right? Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get Esau blessing. Skipping down to the 38th verse. And Esau said to his father, have you only one blessing, father? Bless me also, father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. All right, so this is Esau begging for his blessing. Then his father Isaac answered him, see, away from the fatness of the earth should your home be, and away from the dew of heaven on high. By your sword you should live, and you should serve your brother. But when you break loose, you should break his yoke from your neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing which his father had gave him. All right, so that is why this microchip is going, because these Edomites want this blessing back. All right, if you don't think they want this blessing back, you know, uh, because their blessing is coming to an end, because the blessing that Esau got was temporary, but the blessing that Jacob got was to go on forever. All right, and their blessing is coming to an end, and Jacob's blessing is getting ready to start. So the Edomites are trying to cut that off from happening. All right, all right, and then this chip is also a test for our people. All right, so that is one of the reasons. Now, let me get Exodus. Exodus 21, I believe it's 1 through 6. These are the ordinances that you should set before you. When you buy a male Hebrew slave, he should serve 6 years, but in the 7th year he should go out free as a free prisoner without debt. And see, we're approaching that time where we are supposed to be able to go out free, and Esau doesn't want to let us go out free. All right, so this is why you need a way to tag, to monitor, to track, the his slaves. That's why he wants to do this, to continue to have us up under his rulership and in slavery. If he comes in single, he should go out single. If he comes in married, then his wife should go out with him. If his master gives him a wife and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and her children should be her master's, and he should go out alone. But if the slave declares, I love my master, my wife, and my children, and I will not go out free, then his master should bring him before Yahweh, and he should be brought to the door of the doorpost, and his master should pierce his ear with an awl, and he should serve him for life. And that is what this is coming down to. This microchip is going to be you deciding to serve the Edomites for life. All right? And, and that is what Esau desires. He wants us to serve him for life. He doesn't want to see us break free and move on without him. All right? So that is how you know a microchip is coming, and a microchip will be a part of this, all right? Because they already trying to come up with all these reasons you need to be chipped. Make it safer for your kids, monitor your health, um, everything, so you can't lose your wallet. I mean, the reasons goes on and on. All right, now this is Revelations, the 19th chapter, and I'm gonna start at the 19th verse. Then I saw the beasts, the kings of the earth, with their armies gathered to make war against the riders of the horse and against his armies. And the beast was captured with it, the false prophet who had performed in his presence in signs by which he deceived those who have received the mark of the beast and whose worship his image. These are so he said he have deceived those that received the mark of the beast. So this right here is letting you know that it will definitely be a mark because it's going to be people deceived in the last day. These two were thrown alive into the lake of fire that burns with sulfur. So it said they were thrown alive into the lake of fire. All right, and the rest were killed by the sword of the rider of the horse. And we know the rider of the horse is Yahweh. And the sword that came from his mouth, and all the birds were good with their flesh. All right, so this is letting you know it's gonna be a chip because the people who take the chip are gonna be punished. All right, by Yahweh and Yahweh. All right, and this is the Lord clearly telling us not to do something. This is why this prophecy is so simple and so easy. A lot of people have a hard time saying this is too simple. It got to be something else to it. But the Lord is straight up telling us not to do something. And he wants to see whether we're going to do it anyway or we're going to do what the Lord tells us to do. All right. This is Revelations chapter 2, verse 26. To everyone who conquers and continues to do my works to the end, I will give authority over the nations. And this is what they're trying to cut off Israel from getting authority over the nations. To rule them with a rod of iron, as when clay vessels are shattered, even as I receive authority from my Father, to me one who conquers, I will also give the morning star. All right, let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. So this is the Lord saying, that He's coming back to conquer. All right, and this is the Edomites trying to enslave all of Israel before the Lord comes back and conquers them. All right. Now this is Psalm. I got 147. Now 149 is what I want. Let me see. All right, and this is verse 5. Let the faithful exult in glory. Let them sing for joy on their crosses. Let the high praise of Yahweh be in their throats, and a two-edged sword in their hands, to execute vengeance on the nations and to punishment on the people, to bind their kings with feathers and their nobles with chains of iron, to execute on them the judgment and decrees. This is the glory for all his faithful ones. Praise the Lord. All right, so the saints are looking to, punish the the people who have been doing wrong and doing all the evil on this earth. All right, who the Lord refers to as the wicked. All right, so that is what the saints are looking forward to, and that is what the Lord is coming back to do. All right, so that right there is why they are going to chip. They are trying to stop these prophecies from coming forth. All right, because right now, you know, Edom is set to lose its rulership, and Israel is set to come into rulership and should take the kingdom and possess it forever. All right, so this is their attempt to try to keep that from happening. All right, so there will definitely still be a chip, even though they can positively identify you with the whites of your eyes. That's just how advanced their technology got. The scriptures say, they are wiser than Daniel. They're coming up with ways to do all kind of crazy, after wild stuff you wouldn't think would be possible. All right, so now they say they can measure the blood vessels in your eyes. They've been able to do fingerprint, palm prints. So yeah, you can be identified, but you cannot be tracked. All right, unless a camera is on you. That chip would allow them to use their satellite technology to track you anywhere you move in the planet in the world at all times. And that's what they want. They want full, ultimate control. So there will still be a chip, even though they can identify you without one. And with that, I'm going to say, Shalom.
So what's the microchip do to the people that purchase them? Like, how do they work for the average day person?
Well, we'll release the nanobots to take over the neural cortex, and then I run them from my PlayStation. I guess just create a seamless, friction-free, everyday lifestyle. I mean, I have to look for my keys, my wallet, my this, that. If I get my gym card in my bag, when I change bags, I get to pay a fine, a 2-year-old fine if I don't have my card. So now I get it in my chip implant instead. Entrance to the office, I get an entrance to the gym. I deactivate and activate the alarm. I do the shopping for a drink with the microchip. That little sequence alone has saved me maybe a minute. One chip to rule them all. Well, and you predefine your digital experience. Like, all right, what do you want happening Monday through Thursday when you enter the office? If I enable you to tie your digital persona to your actual physical person by integrating technology into your body, as I'm giving you a digital voice that can speak for you in machine's native language, but also if you can't speak for yourself. Like, you find a horse running around in the Stockholm city center, they gave him a digital voice, or her. So I don't have one. I do now, but they don't know it. So if they find me on the street and I'm diabetic, they're going to think I'm drunk and put me in the drunk tank, and I'm going to die, which is boring. I want to make things easy because I always forget my shit. And when you think of it, I mean, I forget all my stuff because I'm fairly limited. Because I'm a human being. Of course, there's ways to train your memory and jog your memory. I can write post-its and put all my stuff in the same place all the time. I forget to do that as well. So having everything stuck in my hand at all times makes my life very simple. And I want to make it simple for everyone else as well, because I can. So next step is more services and adding more value, take away administration, and I don't know, make stuff better. There's so much that's crap that really needs to be improved.
Hello, human. The restaurant is over there. Bathrooms are there and there. If you need a human receptionist, they are over there. One day I will dream of electric sheep. Epicenter welcomes you home.